Imagine, if you will, a marriage. The bells are ringing, it's a bright sunny day, the bride and the groomsmen are ready to be paired as husband and wife. We pan the camera down to the happy couple, and it's none other than Pangya for the PlayStation Portable, and Laughing Gnome by David Bowie. Rhythm games are both a combination of musical elements with gameplay elements, and have taken up a non-zero amount of time in my life. And after minutes of gameplay, I'm pretty sure I like them. Most of them, at least. So, maybe to introduce some of you to the world of rhythm games, or most likely because I like yapping about them, let's look at some rhythm games, ranging from big to small, mostly big this chapter, and see what each game has to offer, like a review.
But a review means you have to go through at least most of the game, including all of the beat maps, and evaluate how good they are.
Okay, so it's an impressions video.
The impressions isn't accurate to what a new player will go through because you have experience from rhythm.
Okay, so maybe you'll look through the lens of someone who's a little bit more experienced with rhythm games. What's wrong with that?
So you're just making a video ranking the games without any professional critique?
Okay, my self-doubt has already come to haunt me on this video, but I've already written multiple parts on this script, and I'm not backing out. So for this video, I've collected a whole total of 3 rhythm games. Our challengers today are the big one, the solid contender, and an aesthetic choice. Our professional scale that I made up on the spot in an arcade is a 5-point system. Gameplay, music, graphics, value, and flow. What is flow? Vibe. I'll get into it later. I also will throw my experience in the game somewhere in the top right corner at some point, so you can get a feel of what my experience is walking into the reviews. So let's demonstrate this rating system using the first, and probably biggest rhythm game on this list. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to click some circles. Note, what I have to say is opinion. Opinion is not fact, unless that fact is that I own you and you must believe my opinion. If you like or dislike the games for any reason, it's fine. You don't have to get angry at me. Stop getting angry at me. I'm not going to hang at you at parties if you do. I also might miss things. This is my first time doing a super deep review. Don't kill me. Yes, I'm using laser. Osu is the biggest rhythm game, at least by accounts, and that is for a very good reason. It's free. So you know what that means. 10 on the value scale. Am I using 1 to 10, or am I just using a slider scale? We'll get to that. Why did that asterisk set? Osu, in gameplay terms, is very simple if you take out the parts that are complicated. The main game mode, simply called Osu, is where you match the cursor to the notes and do one of 3 things. Hit them, hit and drag, or spin, which is basically just a much more freeform dragging. It's very simple and takes from its inspirations Osu, Tatake, Kandan, and its western counterpart, Elite Beat Agents. No addendum, it just takes. The entirety of its map pool is made by its rather large community, if you could believe it, which...
What? Hentai versus furries?
...is a double-edged sword. Hit the notes to the beats my ass unless there's an 128th note. Oh. Listen, Osu can really feel like more of an action game first, and a rhythm game second, because no other rhythm game puts so much emphasis on aiming and tracking, both of which, unless I find a way to move a distance equal to the length of a note, it's kind of a thing in the editor, but I don't think it's used in these high-level maps. At least in Osu's inspirations, the circles were on a DS screen, which is like the size of a thimble. You didn't really need to move a lot. There wasn't any need to flick. I guess if I don't want to flick as hard, I can always just use a tablet. I guess we can bring up the other ways you can play the main Osu game mode. We have tablets and touchscreens, which actually drives down the value a little bit. Now, to be fair, do you need a tablet or a touchscreen? No, it is completely reasonable to be a top player that uses a mouse. But I wouldn't be bringing up this section if you could literally search on Amazon drawing tablets for Osu. And the concept of buying one peripheral just for one game? You could use it for illustrating, but I am not an illustrator. I am also left-handed, which does mean I had to completely relearn tapping. That's just not a commitment I'd want to do at my level. Let's finish up the gameplay with the mods. Turns out, when you put 16 years into a game, it might have a little bit of content. You've got mods to raise and lower a difficulty, or actually these new mods that are just really funny, just messing around with it. Please, if you haven't messed with the mods, at least in Laser, give them a try. There is actually some very, very hilarious things in there. What is this? We also got other game modes in Osu as well. We've got their own Taiko variant called Osu Taiko and Osu Mania. Their take on the 4 to 8 key style games like Beatmania, or as I'm going to talk about later, DJMax. These sure are game modes. From what I've played, they're like good emulations of other games. Let me say that again. Emulations. That means they work, but they're definitely inferior to their main platform. We've also got Osu Catch. I have no idea how this works. So that's all I have to say for Osu's gameplay. And next up is the music. So what do I have to say about it? Well, I'm gonna have to make an exception here. It's whatever you can find on their maps, and that spans a lot of songs. Every single genre, you can kind of search for whatever you want. Although you will find general trends of more anime songs and music to scare the elderly. Will it broaden your music horizons by making you play songs you don't want? Probably not, because you get to choose what songs you want to play. In my own personal experience, Osu is the game that helped me learn what ska is. Is that minus points or plus points? Aesthetically, it's a game about circles. What do you want me to say? Okay, what you probably want me to say is that there's a storyboard and video function, as well as community-made skins. I've seen some storyboards, but mostly it's just videos from whatever music or anime they're taking this from. And the skins, well, their functionality is gameplay-based. There's only so much you can do with them. So lastly on our rating system is flow. What is flow? Will I pick a rap song from each rhythm game to battle? No. It's, well, how much can you lock it? That is what I mean by flow. To me, rhythm games are at their peak when you hit that state where it's just you, the map, and the game. You are not focusing on anything else. And, well, Osu? Yeah, it's got the sauce. Sometimes. Okay, this statement basically just sums up the entire game. I've been just saying this all day. I guess to go in more detail about flow, it's just kind of a mix of all the categories, but in certain places that complement each other. Are the visuals distracting or hard to read? Is the music good? Can you read the map with the music? All three of these are essential for a good rhythm game. If a game has good music but shit mechanics, I can't dial into that. If I can't read what I'm supposed to be doing, I sure as hell can't lock in. And if a game has penis music, I don't know, are you feeling sucked into the game right now? And for every good map that has you sucked into the design and music, I feel like there's just 3 more in this game that range from okay to bad. Some of those reasons against it is personal, and some of it are just designs that do not mesh well with the song. Also, since this is definitely something that doesn't apply to all difficulties, you do have to factor that in mind. Because honestly, you get high enough, I feel like you're gonna have to be forced to lock in. So, Osu. It's complicated. Well, it's the ground floor from rhythm games right now. And as much as I said that it isn't a full rhythm game, it is still somewhat one. At least 50%. Keyboard is rhythm, headphones is music, and then it's eyes and hands. And I can't verify if rhythm is eye-based. I don't have a degree in that. So, 50 to 75%. That being said, if you want to see if this, and by extension rhythm games are for you, it's free. Who doesn't love free? It runs on basically anything, and you probably have the tools to play it. Now, how it ranks against the other rhythm games, I haven't ranked any yet, so next one. Might I say, immaculate intro. DJMax, or should I say DJMax Respect 5, is a game made by Korean developer NeoWiz. Like, you know, the guys who made Pinocchio Dark Souls. It is a Mania-style game, which is to say, keys on a keyboard. Okay, we're also missing the turntable part and the funny controller and the EQ sliders, but it's basically the same game if you close your eyes. Also, the UI doesn't make me want to throw myself out the window. They're even both missing a search function. Anyways, hit 4, 5, 6, or 8 keys along with the song, but wait, no, I'm lying to you. It's not 4, 5, 6, and 8 keys. It's 6, 7, 8, and 10 keys. Left and right keys, folks. And, that actually messes with the controls a lot for me. Alright, keyboard, hands. Here's the thing for the controls. The DJMax's default is A, S, semicolon, and whatever this key is. And left and right shift for the other 2 hidden keys. How I usually use 4 keys is D, F, J, K. The reason I do that is because of these right here. These are usually guiding bumps, and without that, I'm looking up at the screen, I'm playing the game, and my hands will just go wherever they want and I'll mess up my combo. Is it a skill issue? Yes. I will still blame DJMax for this. And I also just straight up don't play the 8 key variant. Listen, they want me to do this and then match it to these 2 and then these 2, which puzzles me. Okay, so this lower right key translates to the entire right side of the screen, but so does this key for their other key, and the same goes for these 2. I'm not sure about that. I almost forgot. DJMax also has controller support. I forget because I don't use controller. Usually the higher difficulties don't really support it. Also, Xbox 360 problem. You're better off using a PlayStation style controller. It's symmetrical. The series has PSP era games, so, you know, it'll make more sense. I think they built it more for this. Back to the closet studio. Other than that, gameplay is quite simple. Hit notes, hold notes, and don't fail. We've got the usual medley of mods, but what I want to talk about is that's a lot of icons. Air, freestyle, online, mission, collection, ranking, DPC, all that other stuff at the bottom. Okay, this is mostly just a quick access menu for the stuff on the admittedly extremely well done menu. And most of these are just slight variations of the main mode. Really quickly, freestyle, go into song, play it, get score. Air is basically an online chat room with a chart attached to it. I don't know Korean, so this mode is useless to me. Online is a ranked ladder system with a whole ass ranked system. This has like a whole ban and difficulty system. The mission system is very cool. So it's basically a bunch of playlists that give you things that you want to do, but it doesn't have difficulty scaling. So when you're forced to play songs way below your difficulty level, I don't play this a lot. And DPC is a mapping contest. Cool. Altogether, this will not stop you from just loading the game up and only doing free play. Now, with the average map, it's fine. Good, even. It's a lot less experimental than Osu. Not being made by a fan base means that you aren't going to have interesting decisions, but you're also not going to have interesting decisions. It's fairly standardized, which means similar patterns and hand movements that may be more something you can memorize. Now, let's get into the music. This is the best set list I have ever seen in a rhythm game. So, there's actually no general theme for DJMax Respect 5, other than, I guess, I don't know, Rebirth? I have no idea what the DJMax lore is, but I'm pretty sure there is some. Let's just look through the amount of song genres on display. We've got electronic rock, artcore, funk, Mr. Marshmello himself, non-copyright sounds music, Disney Channel sound and ass music. You will probably find genres that you like, and if you don't have any genres that you like, you will find songs that will make you like genres. A test that I really like to do in my rhythm games is basically scroll randomly and then stop occasionally and see if the song is any different from the one you just heard. I think doing this in like a random order really gives an idea of like, oh, is the song variety varied here? Will I typically hear the same motif through the same songs, or are all these just the same genre?
No.
There is a whole total of 626 songs in this game. Okay, comparatively that's a little minuscule to Infinite from Osu, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And not only are these songs varied, I just think they're good. Like, the amount of times I've been impressed by genres I don't usually listen to is a lot. Now, I'm not a professional music reviewer. I have not gone to music school, I'm not a sentient watermelon, and I am certainly not a snared mic. I do not think I am qualified to review music on a case-by-case basis, nor do I have the music theory experience to even explain why I enjoy the music. But as a comparison to the other games, this is music that I go back to a lot when I'm not playing the game, whereas maybe it's 1 or 2 songs under the games with a full set list. This goes into the double digits easily, and it's growing as I play more songs. Listen, if you don't want the game, you could easily just go on the DJMax archive and main channel, where they put a good amount of their music and associated music videos. I feel like there is a very high chance that you will at least like one song out of anything from the DJMax archive or main channel. Oh yeah, the music videos. Those are also crazy good. Okay, maybe it is a slight bias, but if you have the guy who did Soda City Funk as one of your animators, I'm just gonna give you a free pass, most likely. But more than that, I mean, just look at some of these videos. These things are beautiful in their own right. Look at him. The soft curves, the fantastic dance moves, and the subtle reminder that he has a crew and will mess you up if you cross him in an alleyway. Listen, if someone came up to me in an alleyway and presented these videos and said, I think the future of music videos is to put them in interactive media, I would at least think they would have some credit to that with these videos. Actually, never mind, what the fuck are these ducks doing? Some of these videos are just great for a general watch, and yes, I do sometimes break combo being distracted if they're interesting enough. But let's be fair, of course there is more to just aesthetics than just the videos, but to keep things short, Simi Cho, Ramdaram, POTG, and Pochi Science. All of these are animators that have videos in this game, and they are simply wonderful. I will say that the next part of these aesthetics is tied to DLC, so if you don't have the DLC, disregard this part, I guess? Oh well, get FOMO'd, nerd. You can change the main track to have as many waifus as you want, and change up the notes, so you can be a psycho who uses circular notes instead of line notes. There's also the main menu, which realistically you're in for 3 or 4 seconds each time you boot up the game, but hey, if you stop for a few seconds, it looks great. Some of these do have an Adobe's After Effects afternoon type feel, but 6 menus, all different effects and transmissions, backing track, all helped with having a general menu that's just clean? Listen, I'm not gonna dog on something which clearly did have effort and time put into it, especially if that only gets a slight glance at best with most players. But with what can't be changed, and this is weird, is the game mode menus. Which is weird because that's actually the menu that you're actually in. So, I guess that's 1 point for Osu. But when you do swap from the backing menu to the song menu, the search does look a little blasé. So, lastly is flow. And well... this sound makes life worth living! Hit sounds are simple. You hit the note, and it makes a sound corresponding to how it's supposed to sound in the song. We got this from Beatmania, and we're doing it here. So when you're doing your best, you feel extremely locked in and like you're playing the song. And when you're not... okay, not all songs have these. Some of the collabs just straight up don't have them. And at higher difficulties, you might want them off. But at that point, you're focusing for a different reason, the same as Osu. If Grungo says sound mean good, then corresponding sound make more good. It's that simple. And it's just done so well with the sounds they use. This makes DJMax by far the easiest game to just get sucked into the flow state. So I have given so much praise to DJMax so far. The flow, the aesthetics, the music. How is there anything bad to say about DJMax? Oh, maintenance. Yeah, it's time to talk about the ick. So, there's this very interesting thing about DJMax called being always online game. I don't know why, it just is. There's also a battle pass. I have no idea what these coins are for, and the song packs, the 629 songs I said, they're gonna cost some money. Get this one on sale, kings. This one is absolutely dead last in value. Full stop. I mean, we can call it good value, but that's just because I am in this pit called liking rhythm games. If live service games are something that ick you and you're not fully on the rhythm game train, I can't really say I'm 100% sure this is the game to follow. Not to mention if I have zero clue that they're ever going to have an offline, which means when this game finally ends and create DJMax 6 Respect 0 with Knuckles, all the songs might just go up in smoke, and we'll only be left with these memories of this bitch of a fucking game. Downer aside, DJMax is good, probably my favorite of the 2 rhythm games we've seen so far. Maybe that's because I have money and am an adult now. It picks a lane, which is 4, 5, 6, or 8 track. That's multiple lanes. And adds style, flair, and experience to this 21-year-old game franchise. And most importantly, and sometimes other rhythm games forget this, the music is good. It's not something that's morphed to make the chart some sort of hardest ever or most annoying. It's just good. It's got the best music, the best visuals, amazing flow. The gameplay is fine. And the value, it's the thing that brings this game back to earth. And if money were no object, DJMax is the rhythm game I would show to people. Sadly, we do live in a material world. And, now ignoring the material world, we have anime.
Anime? In my rhythm game? Yes. Do you have eyes? Have you been watching the video? Let's get this out of the way, before even gameplay. Yeah, you can definitely see what kind of game Muse Dash is. This is very anime, very cutesy, and, very... not safe for work sometimes.
And if you do
Muse Dash,
you go to hell before you die.
Probably something you wouldn't show your pastor after Sunday morning. Listen, you can change the skin on Osu, you can black out all the backgrounds. DJMax, you can just keep it to that DJ theme. Muse Dash, yeah, you know, it's anime to its core, and you're going to like it, or you're not playing at all. Its characters are anime, its art style is anime, its music is very anime, and its tooltips are anime. How old are the girls? You're asking too many questions. Sadly, those aesthetics don't translate to much variety in gameplay, as generally you'll be running through the same 4 or 5 hallways for most of the songs in the game. Pero will generally try their best to vary on some songs, if it fits. But be prepared to just run down the same hallway very often. Very tiring for these girls. Gameplay. Top row, bottom row, hit the notes, hold the notes. Dodge the saws, hit the notes together. Sometimes they're invisible, and sometimes they swing out. All of these are still variations on hitting one of two buttons. I guess in addition to what's added is that there's stuff like elfins and characters that can affect final score and just how you play the game. Oh, and you can't unlock expert songs until you beat a hard map with an S rank. Why? Unlocking harder difficulties is so annoying, and just so many rhythm games just do it. Like, I get that it's a sense of progression, but do you know what also gives me a sense of progression? Clearing the song! This is like most annoying when we're talking about slower songs that the game has that's way below your difficulty, because it's just too boring and you just fall asleep and you just never ever do the song because you're like, oh, it's just too boring. And you might be asking yourself, oh, but the song is 3 minutes long. No, I want to have fun now, not in 3 minutes. This just makes me not want to play the song and not want to make me experience what this game has to offer. Rather, it just gets me to play the same song over and over again. Rant over. Controls are rather simple-ish. D, F, J, K for upper and lower, which I mean, like, you can do. You'll get used to it, I guess. Yeah, this is a controller game for me. Controllers are generally just more comfortable and the buttons are lined up that actually make sense. I realize after holding an Xbox 360 controller why there's better on keyboard. This D-pad sucks. I'm gonna give a highlight to the hit sounds that can make it very hard to snap back into the song after losing where you are, which means I just end up mashing through a lot of the songs, which they'll just allow because the judgment timing is very generous in this game. There are just some maps that are not very good, but in return, there are some very good maps that just have proper flow, feels right with the music. Although I don't know if that's real because it's either that or I'm biased because Guargura played it once on stream. So songs. There's that issue where I only play like 20 of these things. Remember when I said this game is very anime even with the songs? Let's just run through some songs on a random scroll. Okay, now it's a problem. I am being very selective. This doesn't have as much diversity as DJMax does. Now, that might just be because of how DJMax was made and what it wants to do, as well as just the diversity of artists it can choose from and having an in-house team, but I'm not gonna lie when I think a lot of the Muse Dash songs sound the same. There are maybe a total of 5 genres in Give Up Treatment, which goes to maybe an entire 7 in Happy Otaku Pak. Really a saving grace here is just the amount of collabs that it typically does with other games. That gets the song diversity up. But DJMax has Guilty Gear songs, so it's going to lose to Holy Order Soul every time. This is what I call a playlist issue, where typically I'll play 3 to 4 songs, and then I'll stop. And then when I play the game again, I'll play those 3 to 4 songs, and then I'll stop, because I'm scared of change. And the new songs do not interest me. No matter how much I play, no matter how much I enjoy it, it's always going to be those 3 to 4 songs. Now getting into flow, well, it's a bit rough. You've already seen my issues that I have with the hit sounds in this game, and just how having a lack of dedicated hit sounds can really impact a game negatively. As for getting into the flow normally, it's actually probably the easiest one to pick up. 2 lanes, not gonna confuse any new people, and no special gimmick that's gonna catch people off guard. Maybe the invisible notes. Very much a lowered floor, lowered ceiling type of deal here. For the verdict on Muse Dash, Now, I know you learned in school not to judge a book by its cover. Muse Dash, you can, like, disregard that. Do you like anime and rhythm games? Go for it. Do you have a crippling allergy that causes you to spontaneously combust the minute you see an anime girl? I don't think this game is for you. For now, very middle of the line. And maybe Osu should be cordoned off into its own corner for value. 3 games in and this rating system is already falling apart. I don't even know if I'm going to use it for the next video. So, for now, here's where the rhythm games fall on my scales. Are these objective? No. If anything, Flow discredits me entirely from calling this a good review. But, at least you have me yapping. I hope that I gave you an idea of what you can expect from these games, and if you haven't tried rhythm games before, please do. My sister gave me a copy of Elite Beat Agents once as a kid, and now I must bear the burden of spreading the curse of rhythm games to you. And maybe it'll be these 3. Now, there are a lot more rhythm games out there, so maybe a volume 2, maybe themed, and maybe I go touch grass. Man, this took way too long to make. Shorter video next.